What's up, guys? We're back, and it's a new segment. We've been on Twitter a lot recently, guys, haven't we?
Tweeting my balls off.
I think thumbs here hurt a little bit, and this segment's
Twitter
called
fingers, baby.
Twitter finger. So we're gonna bring up some tweets from the past, and we're gonna see if we would retweet that, or if we just take the L on that one.
Oh, you said tweets from the past? I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, tweets from the past.
You know what happens when they bring up tweets from the past?
People lose their jobs.
Don't worry, we're gonna cancel the cancel
Don't go
culture.
past 2016.
Let's see here. So, somebody tweeted, my girl just asked me if this is the same Mike Miller that played with LeBron in Miami. Damn, he aged. No, baby, this isn't the same guy. So Mike Miller's a new interim head coach, and somebody had to explain to their other half that it is not the same Mike Miller that played with LeBron. Now, are we owning up to that tweet? Is that an L? Or how do we feel about that tweet?
I mean, if it is an L, it's an L for her. Because we had a conversation about Mike Miller, and we had discussed him in the past, and his championships run with, of course, LeBron, who is now, I believe he is the assistant coach with Juwan Howard, I believe.
Not the Knicks.
Not the Knicks. Anyway, she was wrong, so that's an L for her. I would definitely retweet it.
Yeah, that was definitely TK. I'm single, ladies, so, you know.
Drop the comments below.
You know what it is.
He likes long walks down the beach.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to make sure my next girlfriend knows who the real Mike Miller is.
Not Juwan Howard, Penny Hardaway, Memphis, assistant coach.
Real Mike Miller, please stand up.
Remember that time he shot with his shoes off?
I would definitely retweet that.
And he made it.
So next tweet. David Lee is one of those transplant New Yorkers that I would absolutely chill and get along with. Such a dope dude. Now,
yeah,
two for two.
I would absolutely
retweet that.
No, I would absolutely retweet that.
Yeah.
David Lee is just such a dope dude, regardless of any circumstance. When he went to Golden State, played for the Spurs. While he was here in New York, he was that dude.
Love that
and
dude.
he continues to be that dude. So,
I like what we had to say when Rebecca Harlow was interviewing him the other night at the game. He sounded pretty smart. I forgot what he said, but I remember I liked it.
I'll tell you. He said New York is the best place to win, but it's also the worst place to lose.
Which you've heard variations on before, but it's true. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But if you don't make it here, you're dead.
All right, next tweet. Yo, WTF. Would you guys take the L on that one, or would you retweet? Because I have no idea what this is referring to. I mean, we're 4-19, so it could be referring to damn near anything.
I would absolutely retweet
but
that.
Who's putting their hands up on this one? Because I didn't tweet that one.
Guilty.
God damn it! Let's leave the segment. He can just own this by himself.
All my tweets are just photos of myself.
Ladies.
My reaction.
I'm single once again.
At any point in the game, I'm like, click. Next answer.
I would absolutely retweet that because it came at a very crucial moment in the game. And I believe Dougie McBuckets hit 2 consecutive threes in a row and then came back and hit another one after a timeout. And guys, you got to know your personnel and who's on the court. That's what he does.
Yeah.
If he's not cutting to the basket, he's shooting a 3. And they completely gave up 9 points right there.
Yeah, you think they know that because, you know, he
what
played on the team and
the
all.
F?
All right. So, 3-point continue to be uncontested. Do we need Megan Thee Stallion shooting the ball so these guys stay close in the fence? God damn.
Sorry, bro.
God damn. Would you guys retweet or would you guys... I tweeted that one. Would you guys retweet or just take the L on that one? Because I feel like truly, genuinely, that's the only way people are going to be staying and defending the perimeter, getting up close, you know?
Would I retweet that? Yeah, absolutely. Our 3-point perimeter defense is El Garbage. And the thing is...
Les incompetents!
It's just part of an overall defensive issue we have. So I would definitely retweet your tweet. I would like it, and I might even retweet with comment and be like, 100, underline. You know?
Right.
Super sus.
We got Atlanta minutes left.
So, here we go. Taj Gibson has been the Knicks' best player tonight. He's played good minutes all season
I'm out of here.
long.
When was it?
I'm just a spectator here.
It was 5 days ago. That's all Twitter says.
Yeah, I'll retweet that one. I'm not quite sure what game it was, but I'm pretty sure Taj was the best player on the team at that point in time when I did tweet. Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Taj Gibson. All I know is, like, I feel like whatever's going on with the Knicks, it's least his fault. That's all I gotta say.
That's a good point.
That's how it feels.
I take the retweet.
Taj Gibson ain't do nothing.
All
right.
best part of the game tonight was commentary from the legend himself, Clyde, speaking on Paul Millsap. Wow, that guy gets paid a lot of money for 11 points a game.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
That was me?
No,
That had to be
was
you.
actually me.
That was you.
That was you too?
Yeah,
That was me.
You're messing it up.
What,
Peter, you have on Twitter, brother? All those photos you post of yourself.
It's all the ones he's skipping through.
now,
Scroll.
would we retweet? Would we retweet that one or take an L on that one?
It's hard to take an L on that. I mean, it was pretty
truth.
funny because I remember specifically Clyde looked over and was like, man, that Paul Millsap, all that money and he only averages 11 points? Damn, what a joke. And Clyde was like, wishing that he made that type of money back in the day. So I retweeted.
I love Clyde, but yeah, making fun of overpaid, underperforming players when you're part of the Knicks.
Be careful.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Someone may be sensitive.
He won a championship though, guys. He
Trigger
can
warning.
say whatever he wants.
Knicks, that's true. I mean,
Last one.
last one.
David Lee just said, there's no better place to win than New York. Also, no worse place than to lose in New York, too. He's absolutely right. I would definitely retweet that. This media market is tough.
Yeah, I posted that. We kind of already touched on it.
Yeah.
You ready? And so you kind of already retweeted it via the show.
I did, yeah.
So I don't think we need to discuss that anymore. Can we just do one more? Can we allow Pete to pick this one?
One more.
Can we
I
just
got it,
pick
yeah. Let
one
me go.
more
One more.
here?
There we go.
With the Twitter finger, one more.
Yes. Okay.
Here we go.
Here's a solid one. My boy Rob Perez on Twitter was making fun of the fact that the Knicks official Twitter was no longer posting final scores.
Yes,
Right?
hilarious.
So he made fun of that, and he added them 2 days ago at New York Knicks. Cannot wait for the final score tweet. Right?
Yeah.
So I replied, final score? We're keeping 3 guys.
That's a retweet. That's a retweet for
That's
me.
what I'm saying. And I think you know who
Retweet.
those 3 guys are.
I would post that on other social media
RJ,
outlets.
Mitch, Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah.
That's 100% a
Can somebody
retweet for me.
cue that clip?
You know what, guys? Let's not go without giving credit here. The Knicks media team, the Instagram guys, they deserve a lot of credit for hanging in there on this
Oh,
one.
man.
Because the past
Yeah.
few
Guys.
games have been awful.
No.
No
I'm not gonna give
score.
him that. I'm not even gonna give him that.
Why
You know
not? Why not?
Because we do this for free.
We fought hard.
All right.
True, we
At
do.
least they get paid. We're here bringing this to you because we used to enjoy this a lot, and now it's just work.
Can you tell?
Just post a score. We know.
I have a goatee. I'm stressing here, bro.
He has gray under there too.
Don't even put this camera close to me. Anyways, we're done here with Twitter fingers. Get out of here.
Man.
Let's get the segment out of here.
Okay.
Let's continue talking about other
No
things
Zoom,
that have
baby.
happened. You can only focus, bro. You
No
can't
Zoom.
It's been fun, guys.
All right, so big news of this week.
Yeah!
Obviously,
It's gonna be back.
oh my God, Fizdale
It's gonna be
has
back.
been fired.
Miss you
And
guys.
so,
Happy
Mike
holidays.
Miller, can I do this?
Happy
I'm not
holidays.
in the holiday season right now, man. This is frustrating as
Happy
hell.
holidays.
This
It
is
is.
very serious. I feel like this is the 4th time in 4 years that we're talking about this.
Bro, we just need to keep it light.
Once
We're in
per
the
year.
same place we've been in for the last 4 years. Just keep it light. How are your holidays?
I can't.
Look at
I
this.
just can't, man. We
I
don't
don't
have
know.
enough time for this. We need to figure out who the Knicks are going to be hiring for their next coach. Mike
we do.
Miller had his first couple games, and
And
you
no,
know,
not that Mike
mixed,
Miller.
mixed reviews. That was really funny. Whoever posted that on Twitter. But who's your option, Jay? Since you're in a talkative
I
mood.
say Jason Kidd.
Okay.
The reason being, we need a fountain of youth at the point guard position, and no matter who it is, since he was able to keep that with him, I think we need him heading our team, and it's going to be amazing for whoever we get at point guard.
The last tie of success that we've ever had was Jason Kidd.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez, all right. Well, I'm not so into these whole like great coaches for shitty teams because when was the last time that panned out?
For the Knicks?
This
for anyone.
This season.
Hey,
Greg
we
Popovich.
tried it 18 times.
Popovich only
We
has
did last
4 more
20
wins
years.
with the Spurs
19.
right
The
now.
Knicks are really good and #1 in the last 20 years at ruining legendary reputations.
Legendary
If
reputation. That's
we
what I'm saying.
flipped it and being #1 at
So-
being the worst, I think we've been consistent.
Okay, yes, but so I'm just saying, let's save the reputation for Jason Kidd. He deserves it more than we deserve an extra win or two.
Yeah.
So what I think for me is my man Jerry Stackhouse.
Why?
Good question. Why? Because I know
G
he
League
won a
champion.
championship. He
Yeah.
went to the finals the next year. Like, if we're in the experimental zone, why bring in coaches that already tried to prove
But we
themselves in
already have a
Milwaukee?
G League champion.
Who?
No,
Mike
Mike
Miller?
Miller's Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Yeah.
That's still an award.
Okay, but it's Mike Miller. What? Okay.
Not that
Versus
Mike
Jerry
Miller.
Stackhouse. Like, what are you talking about? At least he's got the
Stackhouse-
player experience.
Stackhouse
At least
has
he
done it,
has
yeah.
his historically. He has that. For players that have such high character on our team, we need someone who is authoritative. And I think a person like Mike Miller hasn't played in the NBA, and as much as you want to act like you respect coaches, you won't get the Greg Popoviches who haven't played in the NBA but have that authoritative respect. I feel like Mike Miller can't get that from a team that has 1 or 2 year contracts and they're looking to play for contracts. I think you need someone who's established. I think Jerry Stackhouse, if he comes in, he's gonna have that sort of, I've been an NBA player, I've been an All-Star, I've done it in the G League. Give me a chance, and I'd rather give him a chance than ruin a Jason
I think we
Kidd's
have better
reputation.
options, no offense, if we are going for someone that played. You have Meta World Peace, and I'm talking about being authoritative. Hold on.
No,
Simply
I'm
in
not
terms
talking
of
about
being
beating up the guys.
authoritative. That's what I wanted for press conference. What'd you say?
I told
What
you
was
to
your
shoot
question? He just flies like swanton bombs.
bring
out
this
of
back,
people.
just bring this back.
However, Mark Jackson as well. I think we have other options.
Mark Jackson, Queens, New York, O'Connell Park, St. John's University under Lou Carnesecca, Rookie of the Year under Rick Pitino for the New York Knicks. This man is all about New York, okay?
Can we cue season 1, 2, and 3 when we talked about Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy as potential coaching options?
Come on.
Thank you very much.
I don't want to ruin the reputation.
I don't want to ruin their reputation either. It seems like a lot of New Yorkers want it for no real reason. I don't know if Mark Jackson is the right choice. I definitely don't think Jeff Van Gundy is the right choice either, because he hasn't coached since the 90s, and we got to keep that in mind. He's been a broadcaster. He has seen a lot. I do not think either of them are the right options.
But
We
would it
need
not be
someone
ironic
who's
him
different.
watching the game? He should obviously be up to speed.
Of course. I'm not saying that there's no chance in
You
hell he would
think
succeed.
watching the game nightly.
But bro, isn't that such a Knicks thing? Let's bring back Jeff Van Gundy, the
I
old
agree.
coach of the Knicks. Let's see if that
That's
pans
gone.
out.
That's
I
gone.
swear to God,
Come
the
on,
Knicks
I'm
thing
done
to
with
do,
that
we're
shit.
gonna hire Othella Harrington to be our fucking head coach.
So another interesting name that's been thrown around is Becky Hammond. Now,
Let's do it. It's 2020, baby. Let's do it.
This is an interesting option because she comes from the Popovich tree.
Women can suck too, guys.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
They
right.
can totally blow
And you
things
know
up.
what? At this point, it's like the Knicks have literally thrown everything at the wall
Except the kitchen sink.
except the kitchen sink. the reason for Becky Hammond, she's played in New York as well, which is in the WNBA. She's familiar with the media spotlight.
Yeah.
She has worked under one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Greg Pop.
And at this point, the Knicks need to do something different.
Yeah.
Absolutely different. I think Jerry Stackhouse is something different. I think Becky Hammond is something different. I think Jason Kidd, maybe, but the whole tossing his drink on the court just to get a timeout thing, that still bothers
seriously,
me.
it
Rubs me
does.
the wrong
Honestly,
way.
that's the guy you want on your team.
It
Not on the
absolutely
Knicks.
is. I
Not
would
on the
love
Knicks.
to have Jason Kidd in the organization. Don't quite know if head coach is the right fit, but for guys like Meta World Peace, even Jerry Stackhouse, one thing you got to keep in mind is the sensitivity levels of these new players that are coming in. They are a very sensitive generation in terms of getting their feelings hurt and being hyper emotional about this new generation. That's how they operate.
Yeah, the top
New
5 picks
generation.
are right?
That's your problem.
That's a good point. I'm not. It's not. In all seriousness, this is the first time I saw definitely the top 3 picks in the draft cried after they got drafted. Incredibly emotional moment. Not saying it's a bad thing at all, but it does show a certain level of emotion that we haven't seen in the NBA in the past. So that goes to show you that they've got a little bit of sensitive nature in their personalities and need a coach who can address that. It's one of the reasons why we picked up Fizdale, because he can connect with the young guy.
Too
Leave
short,
in the
bro.
comments below who you guys think the Knicks
I said
should
let's
pick
keep
up
it light.
as their next coach.
How's your holidays, man?
Mike Miller might also be an option. I think he
Did you
has
guys
a lot
get
to prove.
Was this on your wish list? Fizdale getting fired?
Anyway, leave in the comments below. MadGood Knicks show. We're in some low times right
How your holidays doing? Comment below.
What's going on, everyone? All right, so we have a lot to discuss. Not only did the coach get fired and the front office seems to be a little bit out of whack and big question marks up in the air, but the biggest question overall that's going to impact this team the most, I think, is the players. Who is our core moving forward? This adds for a very interesting dynamic now because we've got a solid group of vets, we've got a solid group of young guys. No one seems to be playing well with each other, hence our record. T, I'll start it off with you. Is anyone here expendable from the vets to the young guys? Do we already have a core?
It's tough to say because nobody really stands out. They take it pretty much from a game-by-game basis. But I'm going to start with Mitchell Robinson, right? When he stays out of foul trouble, he is clearly a franchise player, right? So I got Mitchell Robinson there. They have a lot invested in RJ. He's had his ups and downs this season. He's part of that core as well. I'm going to go with Kevin Knox. I'm going to throw him in there. He hasn't gotten the minutes this year or the kind of, experience to develop. So that hasn't been fair to him. So those three I have pretty much there. Am I missing anybody as far as core-wise?
I mean, Trier's an option.
Frank
I got Trier.
Frank is part of the core.
Big ups to Frank. Frank made himself part of that core. And now, like, every article that you're reading out there always mentions, Knicks have a lot of good young guys and promising young guys.
Let me just say this about Frank. The Knicks have tried every which way not to give Frank opportunities, but injuries have occurred. Frank has fought his way into that starting lineup. And he's done some really great things. Now, I don't know if he should remain in the starting lineup. That's a conversation to be had a little later with Alfred Payton, but let's see.
I feel like your core started building up. You're like, damn, I can't get rid of this player. I can't get rid of this player. I gotta keep this guy.
Too much invested.
Too much invested.
A core to me is like 4 to 5 guys.
Yeah, I got 4 guys.
Perfect.
Right?
So if I had to choose mine, I would definitely stick with Mitch Robinson. I have to keep my man RJ Barrett. Have to keep Kevin Knox and Julius Randle. For me, everyone else can go, as far as I'm concerned, because at this point, obviously, I don't need to talk. The record is as shitty as can be. Want to keep that core. Those are the only players that I think can develop. Those are the only players that currently have the talent for the team. Those are the only players that are really making somewhat of a difference, and I feel like they can make a difference down the road. But other than that, I think we can just get rid of everyone.
It's tough for me to make a call on this just because, unfortunately, the way that the rotations have been set up.
Welcome to the MadGood Knicks show.
Whoa, what? That's where we are?
It's tough to make calls on the show.
It's tough to make this call specifically because someone like Julius Randle, that's interesting.
Yeah.
If you're indicating the record and the play so far, I don't need Julius Randle part of this team anymore. However, I don't think he's been utilized how he should be utilized.
Exactly.
Like my man's been put into a position where he has to play like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Right.
And like that is not his role. I think he's an amazing player, but that's just not the fit.
We saw him in the Lakers. He played his role perfectly on the Lakers, and he helped them.
Pelicans as well. So now let's talk about the veterans. Speaking of Julius Randle, you got Marcus Morris, you got Alfred Payton, you got Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, New Yorker. Who from that group do you guys think we should keep?
Taj Gibson, number 1. He is an absolute keeper. He's not going to be too expensive. He's not going to cost too much. But in his minutes, he's shown that he has veteran experience and playoff experience, right?
Yeah.
Defensively, he rotates really well. He communicates really well on the court. And, he does have his offensive sparks here and there. As far as who else, Marcus Morris, you got to sell high. While the getting is good, you got to let that go.
And I think a lot of teams can find more value in him than we can.
Absolutely. At this current point in time. Absolutely.
For sure.
Alfred Payton, I would like to say get rid of him too, but the Knicks have a awful point guard situation, and he is the only one who's steadily able to kind of show any remnants of a NBA offense.
Right.
So I think he still needs to be there past the trade deadline. So, everybody else pretty much, Wayne Ellington, he has shown me nothing.
Yeah.
Looks like a shell of his former self.
Isn't it ironic that our pass first point guard, like Alfred Payton, is a pass first point guard, and then we have Julius Randle, who's like an ISO attack point guard? It's such a weird, and I would never think to be like, I would rather give up Alfred Payton for someone else, a pass first point guard. I would never say some shit like that. But at this point, I think we have to do it. Because at this point, I think that these players are more valuable in other teams and might as well just grab as many players as we can.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because we're at rock bottom as per usual, but like Marcus Morris, it's tough for me to want to trade someone like that. I agree with you. You want to sell high when you can, but what does it look like for the Knicks outside looking in when you have the one guy in and out during game time and in the locker room is there absolutely getting into these guys?
Can I be honest with you?
Please.
I think we're far beyond that. Once we traded KP, what the fuck did that look like? You know what
seriously.
I mean?
That's a very good
Getting
point.
rid of Marcus Morris is just like, we're desperate, okay? We need help.
If the price is there, I'd like to keep him. Let's talk about point guards just to wrap this up in the last minute.
What point guard? What do you mean?
What
Specify.
do? Should the Knicks be targeting a point guard in the draft now? Is that
I don't think
solidified?
there's any question. Frank has shown some good moments, but he's not quite there yet. listen, Elfrid Payton hasn't been healthy this entire season. He's may have played 3 games, 4 games max, right?
Yeah.
But every game that he's been healthy in, he's shown that he can provide a spark to this team, right? So I think it's clear, like you said, Julius Randle has been mismanaged, right? All of that comes from the point guard and running an offense. And running an offense, DSJ, that's something that he is not capable of doing right now at this point in time. He needs. I kind of would even throw him in the G League. I think.
At this point, you got nothing to lose.
You got nothing to lose. You got to start developing some sort of point guard. Community here.
You can't inform a citizen.
Like, dude, I mean,
just need a
something.
point guard, guys.
We need
That's
a
what we
point
need.
guard.
Someone
Damn
to run
it.
this
It's crazy. It's crazy that that's how we need to talk about
I couldn't
it.
agree with you more, man. I don't know what else to say. We've been saying it for 4 seasons. We need a point guard. We need someone to run the offense. It can't work this way. We can't keep doing this whole patchwork situation where we have a point guard that isn't experienced enough with his power forwards, and they have difficulty playing together, and they're pass first, but then our power forwards are isolation players. We gotta have like this plan in line, and I feel like we have to figure out various packages and what we can get from it. We need like some options on the table, and right now, looking at the NBA, looking at a lot of teams are kind of developed already and settled. It sucks because the field right now, there's not a lot of room to play in. There's not a lot of players to kind of get to us, and after last season expecting KD and Kyrie, I feel like it's even harder now.
It's just not a good mix of people.
Really quick before we go on, there are rumors that have been coming about that the Knicks will be looking to make a huge move. At some point in time, they've been keeping their eye out.
We heard that during the summer. Don't say it.
They've been keeping their eye out on a couple of players around the league. I think we are extremely desperate right now.
Yeah.
And we're at the point where, like, if a team is willing to give us anything for Marcus Morris, we have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I heard
D'Angelo Russell, please.
I heard Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant might sign with the Knicks sometime soon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
The show aired 3 months ago, by the way.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. What is our core? How should we be treating this? What should we do after trade deadline? Let us know. MGKS, baby.
What can we do to stop the bleeding?
My heart.
Cauterize. Cauterize the wound.